Well, on the first signing day, Pat Fitzgerald had been the Michigan State head coach for a handful of hours. That's not an exaggeration. He'd just barely been named it. So this is what the class looks like that he's bringing in, a top 50 overall class. It's obviously not the numbers he's going to consistently have there because he didn't have a full cycle to bring some players in, but still, Pat Fitzgerald now in charge in East Lansing. Time to bring in a man I've never met before. It says his name is Pat Fitzgerald. Apparently he's top 15 in the history of the league in head coaching wins. He's good enough to join us now. Pat, I know it's only been a few weeks, but in that time, what feels different about your pitch to get young men to come to Michigan State as opposed to your previous gig?
Well, I think the first and biggest thing to me is just our people here. You know, the opportunity of getting to get with our staff, with our players, that stands out to me, number one. I don't know if it's a pitch. It's more, come see us. I'd like to introduce you to them, and it's been great so far.
You know, we talked a few weeks back, and you said when it comes to recruiting, you have to be unique to the situation you're in. How have you found that to be true thus far here?
I'll just say this simply, the Breslin Center, game day, Coach Izzo's team, when we've been able to bring our prospects into a basketball environment and to meet the Spartan Nation fan base has been absolutely incredible. And same thing for our staff, as I've been able to bring some of our staff members to games just to see the passion for Michigan State by our fan base has been incredible. So that's definitely something that jumps out to me.
Let's talk about some of the names you're bringing in. You got a quarterback on your radar, Cade Kaufman.
Yeah, Cade, early enrollee, he's been here looking great. I think he's probably added 5 or 6 pounds, maybe even 10. He looks absolutely fantastic. Really dynamic, as you see here, him on the move in this play. Dynamic with his feet, can make all the throws, great leader, just a really talented young man, and we'll have him here for spring practice. So that obviously helps his maturation, but also adds to our competitive depth in the quarterback room.
There's big news that you guys got the wideout Samson Gash. He was a guy who considered Michigan State but decided he was going to wait until February. How big of a deal was it to bring him in?
Yeah, huge recruiting win for our staff. Courtney Hawkins, our great Spartan Dog wide receiver coach, has had a great relationship with the Gash family. Obviously, his older brother Caleb's here, which helps a lot. Not going to lie, our best recruiter was Caleb, but the best receiver in the state, you could argue one of the best receivers in the country. When I took over the role, we had long discussions, myself and his family. And I encouraged him not to make a decision, emotionally or rashly. Just wait, let me get an offensive coordinator, let me get the staff set. And Samson and his family chose to do that. We worked through the process, and we could not be, I can't say enough how excited we are to have Samson join the Spartan football family.
What about Joey Caudill? He was a high school QB, but he's listed as a tight end playing in college.
Yeah, again, there's, tight ends kind of play high school all over the place. And there's so many guys that are in the NFL right now that were high school quarterbacks that played tight end in college. And all of a sudden they got in the weight room, they got in a nutrition program. And as I told Joey when I was talking to him through the, kind of the last part of the recruiting process, you're going to go home in a year and you're going to look at your mom and go, where do you want me to put the bags? I mean, you're going to be just a completely different guy. And he's grinding right now. Another early enrollee that, just got a great look about him. He's really training hard and, really proud of the start I've seen from him here in the first month that he's been on campus.
You mentioned the Breslin Center earlier. I talked last week with Tom Izzo. Here's the quote he gave me about you. Quote, "He's certifiably nuts. That guy has so much energy, I now have to adjust to being the calm guy on campus." It feels like the two of you are a perfect fit. Yeah,
well, listen, if I can get to his level, I'll be doing okay. So I'm trying like heck here, to become in the same like stratosphere as Coach Izzo. But we talked yesterday morning. He was asking me how we were doing with Samson. I mean, he's the best. And, he spent time with him and his mom and his girlfriend before the game against Michigan. And that's just who Coach is. It's who he is every day. And just I'm really thankful for him, his staff, and, building this relationship. I've got to do my part now and build the program to where he has his. And then we can get us back here as an athletic department where J-Bat has not been bashful. We want to be a top 10 athletic department. And I understand what my role is here is to get football back there, and we're working in earnest to get that done.
Yeah, you're off to a good start. Pat Fitzgerald, the new head man in East Lansing. Thanks for your time, man. We'll talk soon.
Appreciate you, buddy. Go Green.
And you heard him say there, even Tom Izzo was asking just yesterday to Pat about Samson Gash and would they be able to get him. Why is Samson Gash such an important player to this team?
Well, not only that, but did you see the little grin? He was hard for him to contain himself when you asked the question because he knows just how special it is, and to be able to get a win like that in Michigan was huge. This is a dynamic player and comes from a dynamic family. There's a ton of athletes in this family, but he just high points the ball. Really outstanding route runner, knows what he wants to do, and knows what it takes to be special at the college football level. He's going to really put the work in and become a real superstar. I think he has the ability to do that, and I think when the season is over, he's going to be a guy that's put up some huge numbers.
Yeah, Samson and Cade Kaufman actually played against each other in the state playoffs this year, but Cade finishes off a really outstanding high school career with a strong senior season. Ball comes out of his hand with a lot of zip, really excellent processor. You talk to his high school coaching staff, they just rave about his intangibles, and then during that big playoff run, you saw him make more plays with his feet than he had previously. Better athlete than given credit for. Joey Caudle, high school quarterback, as Coach Fitz mentioned, is going to convert to tight end. One of the earliest commits in the class and stayed committed throughout the entire process. I mean, just a tough physical football player. You see him on the defensive side of the ball, what he did throughout his career. He was outstanding there. He's a Fitz-type recruit, and if they do end up having a super back or something similar, that's the guy.
To the transfer portal, they went to find some running backs that could carry the rock.
Patterson is going to be a guy I think that's going to be able to help them. I think it'll be a running back by committee. Really did an outstanding job when he had opportunities at Iowa. Rushed for just under 300 yards, but he's going to be a guy that I think this Michigan State team will be able to count on. There are going to be a lot of people that they're going to be rotating through, but it's going to be about running by committee, but I think they'll be able to do it. You see Cam Edwards doing an outstanding job here as well. Another one of these players that gives them a little bit of different dimension. He's more of a shifty back that I think that they'll try to get out in space to allow him to make some plays, but you see just how physical he is. He plays behind his pads, and I think will really help the team out a lot.
Yeah, he's going to be used to running behind Ben Murawski. Michigan State had a couple of offensive linemen enter the portal. They needed to get a guy in who can start right away. This is a big, physical right tackle prospect who you can almost just put him in as the starter right now.